looking little car. I don't care what you think, Griffith. I don't care at all. I like the bandos. I'm just going to tell you right now. I like the little kids. Grouch over there.
You just don't want to have to get in through the window because they got that hatch on the top.
That's
you
true. Yeah, that's true.
Jetsons your way into it.
The Legends are kind of cool, too. I think by the way, I'm Lewis Amos. I'm the host of the Baco Motorsports Power Hour, joined by Stephen Blakesley here from Kern County Raceway
We've
Park.
done this 29 weeks now,
I know.
If you can't tell.
I know. And 29 weeks of doing this, and we've had a great time talking about some stuff, and we got some breaking news here today.
Yeah, we got a big announcement.
Yeah, we got a big announcement, but we were just arguing for a minute here. Not really arguing. We were just kind of talking about the little kids. Before we get to that.
I didn't say a word.
We got this coming up, Faith and Family Night. And we'll come back to that. Let's get to the breaking news. I got it right here. Tell me, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here it is. Go.
All right, the Kern County Raceway Park motocross track is opening.
Nice.
On Saturday and Sunday, October 25th and 26th from 9 a.m. to 3. And knowing these guys, they'll be out there until 7. But anyway, it's $20 a bike and $5 if you want to watch. And then we're going to do it again in the afternoon on October 28th and October 30th. So that's Tuesday and Thursday of our fall shootout week. And again on November 4th and November 6th in the afternoons. And again, that's a Tuesday and a Thursday. We're going to have our motocross track all fired up. I know people are really excited, and we've been getting a million questions. Well, there it is. It's open for business, and we're going to have bikes on the track coming up on Saturday, October 25th.
And as I said, to Mike on the show before, I think one of the areas we've been kind of weak at is that we haven't really had necessarily the time to kind of discuss this world that's out there. And you and I both know, Mike, and as you, Stephen, doing this now. This is a pretty active group of individuals. This is a very passionate group of people. They love to race, and I think it's gonna be really big.
Yeah, and if you're trying to find the track, it's on the east side of the property, over by right up against I-5. And so, of course, we're gonna mind our P's and Q's as far as the dust goes. Plus, we don't want any dust blowing onto our half-mile track. So, what that means for the riders is you're gonna have a very well-groomed facility and very professional and top-notch. And a lot of the things that we've learned by having our half-mile NASCAR track, as far as safety and the way we officiate things, can all be applied to motocross. So I really think it's going to be one of the most elite motocross tracks on the West Coast. We're going to give it that KCRP touch. So.
Well, and I think it's worked for to have these kind of multi-purpose facilities like this. Think of Paris Auto Speedway that's had the same kind of a setup where they have a dirt track next to theirs. They also have a Mexican rodeo thing too, like
nice.
might like too.
Nice.
Griff, what do you think? It's going to be pretty good size. You've kind of been trying to gauge the motocross community here in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's pretty sizable, I would say, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of guys that ride from 5 years old on up to as old as your bones can take it, and they want to still get out there and do it. That's a young man's sport, but you've got some older riders too.
And there's no place really for them to go, really.
No, you have to go out of the area. There hasn't been any place for them to go really.
I mean, like the one kid that
time.
you were doing thing, I was going to Devore like 3 times a week just to get some work in.
Well,
right?
there's a lot of them that do that, or they go up to Tulare quite a bit too to practice. So it'd be interesting to see if they utilize this facility now and who goes out there and what they're doing. It's just a great place for the guys to take out and, if nothing else, play.
Yeah, right.
They have no place to go out and play with your toys. When I was a kid, I used to go out and ride in the foothills east of Bakersfield all the time, and probably can't do that with all the property laws now.
Right.
I'd get out of junior high, hop on the bike, and, eighth of a mile later, I was in the foothills.
You probably ran over some kid foxes back in your day, didn't you?
I don't think there's kid foxes out
We
there.
won't talk about kid foxes.
All right, so Saturday night coming up, we got the Pro Late models, spec mods, mini stocks, the Faster Pastor. This is Faith and Family Night. Tell us a little more about this.
Well, we'll also have the super stocks in a non-points race. I think the big thing is for the Pro Lates, a lot of them are tour cars, so we're billing this as the prelude to the shootout. We have at least 12 Pro Lates lined up because they're trying to get ready for the Southwest Tour race. And I know we got a great video we can show you guys of last year's Faster Pastor race.
Let's go ahead and show this and tell us what's going on here.
Well, last year the Pastors were in mini stocks, and this year they'll be in the Pro 4 cars. And you're going to see just how high the competition level was. And that was Chip Carroll from Sunshine, who was in the 51 car, and he puts on a really good battle with George Harmer in the 41 car. And just lots of passing, lots of good racing. What's cool this year, it's a whole new group of, 14 car for Harmer, sliding around. It's a whole new group of pastors this year. So
Really?
we're going to, give a whole new group of guys an opportunity. They're coming from New Life Center, Journey Church, Faith Community, Valley Baptist, and West Side Believers, which is out of Taft. This is coming to the line. Carroll got tagged by Harmer and had to shortcut the corner. But that just gives you a little preview.
Right.
And they'll be doing this in cars that are a little bit faster, a little bit more equal, and it's going on Saturday.
Nice. That's gonna be a fun one to see. We still haven't had the media race yet. I want to take Griffith and one
We'll
of
make
those
that happen.
Bandos.
We're just working our way towards that.
Bandos. Griffith and I.
Can't
So we
fit
need
in
like
a bando. There's not enough horsepower in a bando to move you.
So we'll need to take a little red pen to October 31st
Right.
on your calendar.
Right.
We will not be doing a free Friday deal
Okay.
because of Halloween. Some people, our feedback was kind of like, let's spend time with our families. But Saturday is going to be the big show. And the late models, we have a flyer on that too. The late models will be going 75. It's going to be pretty special. So.
Okay. So that's the Southwest Tour 100 and
Yeah.
the late model. Okay, so very good, very good. We'll make those changes for the next week. So, but what do you expect from? You have some championships to crown still on Saturday, right?
Yeah, we'll be crowning champions in our Pro Late models, our spec mods, and in our mini stocks.
Okay.
And there's the fall shootout supporting Make-A-Wish. And
What's
there's
this looking like now? The King of the Wing for that's November 23rd. Is that right?
Yeah, Sunday, November 23rd is our King of the Wing Sprint Car Shootout. It's the Ziggy Snyder Classic. Of course, Snyder, he raced in 23 Indy 500s. Did you see any of Ziggy's Indy 500 exploits?
Yes,
Mike?
I did.
I would imagine you did, right?
Yeah, and that
explain
was
yourself.
back in the George Snyder racing in the Indy 500. Quite often, almost always in a backup car for AJ Foyt, and sometimes sponsorship or whatever. George wouldn't know he'd be in the car until like a week before the race, and he'd go out there and he could run off 4 laps. Real consistent, put himself in the field. He actually started on the front row one year early in his career. I can't remember. In the 60s, he started on the outside of the front row.
So Snyder
Never had a
found-
lot of luck in the 500, though. I think something
No.
broke that year. And one year he started, there were so many teams. A good story of George Snyder. There were so many, I think 3 or 4 Foyt teams, and some guys came with cash. So Ziggy started the race, but they didn't even have a pit crew. So he ran. He was doing fairly well. He ran until the first fuel stop. He was out of fuel, and that was the end of his race.
So he found a way to string together 23 Indy 500s, and he's from this area. So we're going to honor him on Sunday, November 23rd. And Davey Hamilton's promoting the race. And Hamilton, of course, owns Indy cars now. They just signed Hinchcliffe for next year, so they're going to be rocking and rolling. That's a top-level driver in any case. So Davey himself has 11 Indy 500s. So between the two of them, the organizers of this have 34 Indy 500s. So they've been around the block when it comes to open-wheel racing. And right now we're expecting at least 32 cars, and this will be the first ever sprint car championship for the whole country, the first ever national title. At speeds over 160 miles per hour.
Because this is truly going to be a spectacle to see. I mean, this is going to be incredible, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They ran 3 races back east in the summer, and so it's kind of like you do, like it says, Midwest and West Coast. So you do 3 back there, and those were at Winchester and Grundy County and Toledo, which is a bad fast track. It's like all turns, but they cover a half mile in 13 seconds. So we're expecting 14-second laps. And you'll be seeing vapor trails coming off the wings and in the in the fall time weather. And they go to Irwindale the night before. I think that's going to be the Parnelli Jones race. And then Friday is Madera to kick off the West Coast swing. And Madera is going to run super modifieds on the undercard. So you want to talk about a trio of races you're going to want to see. And all the details are at kingofthewing.net.
Super modifieds. What is a super modified? You got a modified, right? What is the difference?
Super modifieds are like low. I guess you can describe it as a low slung sprint car. It's a little lower, and the engines are really offset to the left, so you've got a ton of left side race. The engine actually sits to the left outside the chassis, and so all that left side weight makes that car really want to get around the corners, and they are wicked fast.
Wow.
A
cars.
top fuel dragster and a sprint car make a baby, and you have a super mod. Very, very long.
That's pretty good.
nose. But in any case, so that's what Madera is going to do. And then, like I said, Sunday, November 23rd, we'll have the finale, and we're the fastest track on the circuit, and they're going to be flying around there.
Hey, a quick question for you. So as things are starting to wind down here for the 2014 season for everybody, what's the kind of the storyline of the year so far, I think, for what happened on the track for you guys at Kern County Raceway Park?
Well, I think seeing returning champions with Bannister and the Bandos and Dalton and the Spec Modifieds, and it's kind of crazy that we just started. We've already got 2 guys that have defended their titles successfully. And I think the growth of the super stock class is going to really propel us forward for the next 10 years because, these are old cars that are out there. That's affordable. It's getting guys back out that haven't raced in a long time. And so between that class and the mini dwarf class, we need stuff like that because we're still trying to gain our footing, and that's going to give us, a plan going forward, a path to having more race cars out there and more involvement.
Who's the name that we could see, really kind of move things forward here, or we could see possibly bigger and better things of who's been racing here at this last year?
I think Brandon Weaver has really established himself. Those legend cars are all identically prepared, and he's won 7 of the 9 races. So he's really made a big impression on people, and he also leads the S2 points, those little late models that the tour promotes.
Right.
So next year, he's not ready to announce it, but I'll tell you, he is going late model racing at Kern County Raceway, and he'll have a 14-year-old that really can sling it. And of course, he'll be out there with Buddy Shepard and Racing Vernon.
Now, will he move on? Is he was running in a Legends race right in Las Vegas at some point, or are they gonna do a little traveling?
They'll
here?
travel, but their sponsors and their backers are all Bakersfield based.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to spend a lot of time at Kern County, and he's at the perfect age at 14 that he really has the whole world at his fingers if he can just keep winning.
Right. And you've seen this before, Griffith, in your career. I mean, some of these young guys, Ryan Reed, and some of the others that have gone on to bigger and better things too. I mean, they got their starts like Mesa Marin and other places, right?
Ryan Reed was actually Irwindale. He came after Mesa
Right.
Marin, so he had very limited late big car late model experience, and he got on, and he's back there running back east, so it's possible to do it. I think it's a lot harder now than it was even back in Harvick's day, but teams do. They look for drivers younger and younger and younger all the time. It used to be you could be 18, 19, 20, 22, 24 and be discovered. Now they want to look at you when you're 13 and 14.
Right.
Well, we're really lucky at our racetrack. We have all the suites, and I go in there to put programs and to check stuff out, and you see how many of them have Can-Am cars and trucks on their walls that they've backed, between Ken Small and Steve McGowan and Bob Newberry owns a truck team. And I really think if you're a young driver in California and you're racing at Kern County, you've got the backers sitting up there,
Right.
and if you can impress them, they can really, make things happen for you. So we're pretty fortunate to have that.
All right. Great stuff as always. Look forward to the results next week and the photos and the video from what happened here over the weekend. We will talk to you next week. Stephen Blakesley, thanks again for joining us here. Coming up next in the Bacon Motorsports Power Hour, we begin our 45-minute look at the California Hot Rod Reunion. Griffith's excited. He's got his camper out there ready to go. We'll see you guys here after the break.